Okay. We were miming and COVID-19. We're trying not to talk. We don't want to spread anything through the webcams to each other. So we were just baseball on it. Yeah. There we go. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, and the Patriots making some last minute moves to get some more draft stuff going on there. Brenton and Rob Gronkowski down to the Bucks. Yeah. And what quarterback do you think it'll be? Justin Herbert. Okay. So yeah, I'm in agreement with that. I think they're like, hey, if we're gonna rebuild, we might as well rebuild by starting with the draft. And of course, I mean, I know who I'd like to see go to the Patriots. I like to see Burrow. I like to see them give the Bengals everything they want. A lot of people were saying Tua, but I was like, I don't know if Tua would be a fit. I'm not sure Belichick is ready for the running style quarterback with his system. Yeah. Yeah. And where's he going? I couldn't hear you. That's good because I don't ever want to hear that. Basically, he's going to no man's land. We're never going to hear about him again. And that'll be the end of the Joe Burrow dynasty starting tomorrow. Yeah. You know what I would say if he had a Baker Mayfield attitude, I say you would not hear about him again. But it wouldn't be because he's winning, be because of his attitude would make him known regardless. But being Joe Burrow, it looks more like an introvert style guy, the way he plays and thinks and whatnot. Him going to the Bengals not having much success, he was pretty much going to die in the vine. Exactly. Booyah! Disc. I don't use no disc anymore. I'm all digital, baby. Did you just say disc on YouTube? Ridiculous. So are you watching The Sopranos right now? You and your lady watching The Sopranos, huh? God bless you. I salute you. That's a good job. So what are you on? House Arrest season two? Really? Oh, the guy that's there and he goes, I gotta go to the rest of the mall, and he walks away from her while Junior's going, hey, you used to do the papers or whatever. Yeah. That's him? Really? Isn't it funny when you go back and watch the show how many little things that you're like, I never knew that. Yeah. Uh-oh. I hear somebody yelling in the background. Cool. Who discovered it? Really? Look at that, man. Your lady figured out Sopranos better than you. And we've been watching Sopranos all our life. How dare somebody else? She gives you no respect. Nice. Okay. Okay. Now, a lot of people are going to be confused right now. How in the hell do you talk about Tom Brady and the mafia in the same two sentences? Oh, rip shot. Okay. He acts like one. So let me ask you this. Speaking of that, do you think all along, now that Brady has left and went to the Bucks, and then Rob Gronkowski comes out of retirement to go to the Bucks, that this was never that Rob Gronkowski didn't want to play football? It's that he didn't want to play for Bill Belichick anymore. Or do you think he's got out of football? He's like, hey, I kind of miss it. I want back in. Tom's over there. I got a chance to get back on a team with them. I'm running over there. What do you think? Yeah, yeah, he said that. He said I read that. I read him talking about that. He said he never spent any money he made from the NFL. All the money he spent was from endorsements and some other thing that he was doing. And he basically said all my football money's just sitting in a bank account collecting interest. Yeah, you should be drafted in the NFL on the draft stage, and then immediately you go into a room with Ron Gronkowski, your financial advisor. Ex- exactly. And he's like, hold on. To really be in the NFL, I have to body slam you one time on this picnic table just for wrestling's sake. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, so what do you? Okay. So, given that, right? He's there. He's probably enthusiastic about it. Has their time passed, or do we see success here? I'm feeling a 9 to a 10 win season is what I'm feeling from that team right now. And they do got some weapons. I mean, they're not unloaded. So yeah, right. Yeah, yeah. No, I agree. I think it's good for the league, right? And I think it's good for the league that the Bucks are going to be a little more competitive than they were last year. And the Patriots, we're going to find out, is Bill Belichick the same coach without Tom Brady, and is Tom Brady the same player without Bill Belichick? Yeah, I did too. But apparently, some of the rumors must have been true that Bill Belichick and Tom Brady's relationship was purely football. There wasn't much else chemistry past that. I think the reason there's a part of us that wanted to believe that nothing could be so great unless there's this like family atmosphere. We couldn't believe that the Patriots can't be this successful over 20 years unless they are like bonded at their core and they're ride or die brothers. And instead, yeah, right, yeah. Well, and I know, I think there's probably a part of them that wanted warmer climate, as most people that I meet from the north want. They're like, hey, when I meet people that live in where I live, they mention, oh, the climate's much better here. It's so cold where I am, and all that stuff. And I sit there and I go, I wonder if like Giselle and him just got together one night and said, hey, so we don't want to be a Patriot anymore. Where do we want to be? And I think that's why California kept being relevant. The Bucks kept being relevant. I noticed I didn't hear any climate other that wasn't Southern, other than Indianapolis, which was a dome. So you know what I mean? So yeah, right, right. Right. Well, I actually think, honestly, I think the Cowboys are going to approach the draft rather conservatively. I think they already feel good about the pieces they have. They're worried about what they're going to need to pay Dak. I really don't think they're going to go cray cray, but I do think they are going to make some moves, and primarily, I do think they will try to find another receiver like Amari Cooper, maybe like a notch down to put on the other side of the field. And I think we're going to work on our defense a little bit. I think we're in need of a linebacker. A lot of people will be like, well, the Cowboys defense is pretty good. They're already mobile. I think this year actually showed that the Cowboys defense is a little injury prone, in my opinion. And so I see this as a very conservative, plug a bunch of backups behind some of the stars, like legit backups, not just some guy we don't know much about. So I think they're going to try to go after some talents that, in the second or third round. I think the Cowboys would be willing to trade up some of their first round picks just to have a bunch of later round picks to fill all their little tiny holes of backups because like you saw with Van Der Esch and stuff like that, I think anytime one injury happens, they start becoming more prone to the injury naturally. So the Cowboys start thinking, okay, we just want to make sure we have somebody. And, and with one of the main linemen of the Cowboys retiring, you know, hanging it up, right. So that's something the Cowboys like they're thinking, okay, do we want to pull someone from another team and trade up and get someone there, or do we want to go ahead and get another guy and start molding him into the mold? This could be one of those lineman first round picks for the Cowboys. You know, we'll see. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know who that is. Maybe he played with Steven Beagles. I don't know. But if he did, Steven Beagles is me when me and Eric worked together a long time ago in our early heydays when we were massive studs and everybody wanted to know us. We had a boss named Steven Beagles who was from Wyoming and it seemed like he was a wannabe athlete in some capacity. So, yeah. Yeah, yeah, and for our audience, it was a sports store. So yeah, there you go. We all worked at a sports store, Um, but yeah, I don't know. I don't see this as one of those drafts at the Cowboys where you're like, oh my God, we got so and so. I think this is a very conservative draft for the Cowboys. The Cowboys are like plug in a bunch of holes and then get back to trying to figure out how we're paying Dak. Yeah, I use the word solid. I think it needs to be like a solid draft. This doesn't need to be spectacular. Oh my god, we got this guy! I can't believe we got him. Nothing like that. We just need some core picks, and put something together. What do you think about the Eagles, though? I got a couple ideas what I think the Eagles should shoot for. What do you think? Right, that was mine. You went right. You went right for the juggler right out of the gate on mine. I was gonna say if y'all get a receiver, I still think y'all are gonna be hamstring this year. Right. Okay. All right, so let's do this when it comes to the draft. Let's do the top five picks. Who do you think's going where? Yeah, I'm with you. Like, obviously, he's going there. I don't think he wants to go there. I think you've shown, hey, I might be an Ohio person. That doesn't mean I want to play on the team that doesn't win in Ohio, but whatever. Ohio State. That's what I meant. Like, there's winning teams that are just not one that's available to him. That's what I mean. You know? Yeah. Yeah. I pretty much would have been like, hey, I want to play for Ohio, but I want to be drafted to Ohio State because I'm going to win more there and have more success, especially if they start paying college players than I am if I go to the Bengals. Yeah. So, okay. Redskins. Okay. Okay. So we're on the same page so far. Eric Brown. Okay. And then after that, I got so far we're on the same so far. After that, I got Andrew Thomas going to New York, and then Justin Herbert to the Dolphins if obviously the Patriots pick up and grab him. What do you think about Jack Okuda going as the cornerback going to Jacksonville? That'd give them two stellar cornerbacks. Oh, hold on. Okay, okay. So we do have something different. I have Derek Brown going to the Lions. Yeah. Yeah, well, I so when people do drafts or mock drafts, usually they think they're predicting who's going to go where. I usually pick who should go where. That's what I do. I'm like, this is who should be on this team. It doesn't mean I'm not going for accuracy. I'm going for if I was that team and I was smart, that's who I'd go for. Yeah, right. Yeah, no, I agree with that. I agree with that. I really don't like other than Burrow and Tua. I'm not seeing like this isn't real flashy to me. This one after those two go, I feel like it all the hype dies down once they're picked. Yeah, Where do you think Tua goes in the end? Oh, that'd be the end of him too. Well, put it this way: whether he goes Dolphins or Chargers, to me, he's. I feel bad. I feel like what's happened here is because there's not enough like stellar quarterbacks to draw from. Basically, the crappy teams are going to absorb them, and it's going to be the last we really hear from them. Well, and you got a lot of people saying that Burrow should pull the Eli Manning and say, "Hey, if I'm being drafted here, I'm not playing, so don't waste your time." But I said, well, there's a little bit of a difference there. Number one, the Mannings have cachet. So when Archie Manning says my son's not playing there, people are going to listen, you know, and especially when your older brother is Peyton Manning, you have clout and pull in the league and whatnot. Joe Burrow is at the mercy of, okay, if I don't play, what other teams still, obviously I couldn't play for other teams for, is it what, a year you're locked out? I can't remember. I read about the rule, like how it goes. Like if you just simply say, I'm not going to play there. Right, there we go. They could trade him wherever he wants anyways. So, and it's one of those, does it comes down to what kind of organization you got. Are they going to be spiteful and trade you somewhere worse? Or are they going to do right by you? Or are they going to go, hey, look, we want to get a bunch of good picks if you don't want to play here? I think the Bengals, if you watch Hard Knocks in 2009 and 2013, which featured them twice, it really does seem like their owner is really the problem there. He's got this old school philosophy. From what I can hear, he's cheap. Like he doesn't like to pay players top dollar and whatnot. That's why a lot of people end up not staying there. Marvin Lewis, I think, made it fun. But the fact that Marvin Lewis was able to stay there so long shows you how old school the owner is. He never wanted to let him go even without major success. And he's too cheap. Yeah. I rather just have our mediocre expectations that I had anyways fulfilled and not have to pay for someone twice. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I think Joe Burrow to the Bengals is going to be a tragic story. You know, I think he's going to go the way of Mariota. I think he's going to have a very similar career. Yeah, Mariota. Yeah, I don't know. I thought I did hear a rumor about going to the Broncos, but I don't know what came of that. So Mariota, Google. I don't call it Google. I call it my brother. Mariota. Las Vegas Raiders. He went to the Raiders. Oh, I must have missed that announcement. Definitely. Okay. Oh, that's cool. Good for him. Good for him. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I did not know that. That's actually interesting information. Huh. Oh, I still think they do. They probably got Mariota on the cheap. He's probably like $3 million a year or something. Mike Mayock. That's true, though. That's true. All right, we got 5 minutes left. What else do we want to cover? Holy shit! Yeah, that's a long time. I know something we need to cover before we get off here. I've been watching the Michael Jordan documentary. Have you kept up with it? Have you watched it? Okay. So, I mean, it's on ESPN. It's the 10-part series they're doing. Michael Jordan didn't want it aired. He was afraid that people would view him differently, he said. And it does reveal some stuff that you don't know. All the famous stuff is there, like the punching Stephen Kerr in the face, all that stuff's there. But it also has stuff like you just didn't know, like he was really mad at Scottie Pippen for having, a surgery when he did, and he let him know it. And a lot of people were kind of like, dude, like he has to have surgery, man. Like, there's a lot of stuff like that in there where Michael Jordan's kind of being an asshole about things. But one thing I was telling somebody about the other day that a player said that he's like, Michael Jordan rode me for all kinds of shit. He said if my foot wasn't on the line right, if I wasn't doing this right, and in the end he said, but you know what? He goes, he was an asshole. He goes, you know what? He was the only motherfucker that I knew who knew how to win the way he wins. So he goes, he can ride me all day long if I'm going to be able to win. Yeah, so I went through and I watched every major highlight of Michael Jordan. Do you know how long it takes to watch his highlight video? And I don't mean like all his petty stuff, just his main moments where he clutched it, where he won a game at the end, where he dunked over someone's head, where where he moves his arm 10 times and then does a backflip, throws sprinkles in the air and then puts it in. Like, all that. It took 44 minutes to watch every single one of those highlights. Just him individually. Nothing to do with the Bulls doing anything. Just him. Yeah, that was crazy. Anyways, I can't believe you haven't seen it. It's really good. You should watch it. It's 10 parts. Only on part 3 right now. Yeah. So in other words, let's plan on when that wraps up. When you watch it all the way through, we should talk about some of the main stuff that comes out in that documentary. It's pretty popular right now. It's on ESPN for those who haven't seen it. It's 10-part series. I think they're doing one part a week, or they're doing 2 parts a week. It's gonna be a 5-week thing, I think. So pretty cool, man. Yeah. Anyway, so back to football though. Um, what's the other big news I saw today that I wanted to? Oh, no shit, right? Yo, did you hear Brady got kicked out of the park today or yesterday? Yeah, he was warming. He was working out in the park, and they're like, "Dude, Corona, get out of here." Yeah, and then when he gave it to him, he said, "Yeah, here's your ball back. I'm sorry about that, but let Troy Aikman know. I don't care what his opinion is about me. Absolutely having to know." Troy, traitor. I miss Troy Aikman actually. I miss that dude playing football. Yeah, I miss that dude playing football. Yeah, hey, look, the Cowboys quarterbacks are becoming really good commentators in the booth. I'm starting to feel like our quarterback's going to retire early just to hit the booth and have a bigger career. Yeah, yeah, Dak's sitting there going, "Hey, you ain't going to sign my contract? Put me in a booth, bitch." Yeah, so speaking of that contract, a lot of people are like, "Well, who do you think has the upper hand, Dak or Jerry Jones?" And I'm like, "Well, Dak." Um, well, no, not just that. It's because Jerry Jones has always been known to overpay, and when he talks about his investments in his life, he always overpaid and won big. So I think, and look at he'll push the end. Look, 2 days before he gave Ezekiel a $90 million contract, he was talking trash about we're going to negotiate. We're not going to pay that much. 2 days later, he paid him $90 million. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Now look. Now look. Dak has an advantage long term, I think, if he gets his contract. The Cowboys have the short term advantage with franchising and all that stuff that they can do. But if you don't lock down a quarterback, I'll take a page from Mike Mayock. You're not going to have a quarterback. You don't get this guy locked down because you're going to create dissent. He's going to be resentful for what's going on. Like eventually, it's just not going to feel healthy anymore. Now, and look, right now, side. I side with the Cowboys. Dak Prescott is not worth 38, 37 million that he's trying to push this up towards. To me, 32 max, and I'm not even comfortable with 32, but 32 would be the max I would give that cat. Well, so that's the debate, right? And I have said that on one of the debate is: do you pay them market value? Do you pay them what they're worth to your team? I think the Cowboys should just take a sharper hand and say, dude, if we released you on the market, hell no is someone going to give you that kind of money. It's either the Cowboys pay you that or you never get that kind of money, in my opinion. Which is, uh, I don't think so. I think I think Dak could fetch on another team 24 to 28 million. I think with the Cowboys, he can get market cap or he can push for market cap and land somewhere. I think the realistic number for both parties to balance at, because I wouldn't pay him over 32. He's obviously not going to accept that. I think 34 million is the right mark. Or maybe it's about guaranteed. What if they say 120 million of that is guaranteed? You know, so basically you're only leaving. Oh, not only am I taking it, the first play of the next game, I'm letting someone hit my knee, and I'm like, "Paid bitches!" Like, who cares? Like, uh, exactly. Bill Cosby, have a coke and a smile, and shut the fuck up. There you go. All right, well, that's all I got, man. That's right. See you on